Hey everybody, Chris Clausen here from my living room. There are many of you, many students I haven't seen in a long time. I've been teaching at the Downtown Y here in Nashville for going on 17 years, and some of those students, some of you who have been coming to that class for that long, and this is definitely the longest I've gone without seeing many of you due to the COVID. So I figured I'd just put together this roughly 45 minute sequence, mostly standing poses, a lot of the stuff that we do downtown. Just as a thank you, as a gift for the holiday. I really appreciate so many of you students coming for so long, and I miss you all desperately. With that in mind, everything we're doing here is stuff that can be done without too many props. We won't even need blocks, really. You can take your hand to your shin in some of the standing poses. You may want to have a strap with you. We are going to be doing shoulder stand. Instead of using blankets, I got some towels for the neck, for the shoulders when we do that pose. If you're not familiar with shoulder stand, you can get onto the Yoga Show Nashville YouTube page and find some very good instructions on a shoulder stand if you're interested. We're going to begin. If you're not already sitting on something, if you haven't found a towel or something, go ahead and find something to sit on if you can. Come to a comfortable cross-legged position. Pull the buttocks back and out to the sides. You can roll the inner groin slightly down, outer thighs up. Take your hands to the floor, press down, lift the chest. Let the tops of the shoulders descend slightly. And now just let the backs of the hands rest on the knees or on the thighs. Keeping your head over the shoulders, the chin roughly parallel to the floor. You can close your eyes from top to bottom. As soon as we close our eyes, we lose one of our primary sources of perception, and when that happens, the other senses get stronger. Let your sense of touch increase. Go back to the base of the pose. Soften the legs, the inner groins, let the knees feel heavy. Observe again the buttock bones. Make sure that you're sitting very much at the points of the buttock bones. Feel heavy in the legs and in the hips, but begin to find lightness in the chest and in the rib cage. Feel not just the front chest lift, but the back bottom rib cage draw upwards as well. But then separate the movement of the rib cage from the flesh. Feel the flesh of your upper back chest, your shoulders, the skin, the musculature, the trapezius, the scapularis. Feel that stuff of the upper back chest descend slightly downwards. So there's clarity in the back of the neck. And maintaining the posture of the spine, begin to relax the muscles of the face. Soften the forehead, the eyebrows, the temples. And with your eyes closed, let the gaze of the eyes go gently downwards. Soften the cheeks, the jaw, let the tongue rest at the bottom of the mouth, and release it all the way to its root so there's no hardness in the throat. And maintaining the posture and the passivity of the face, observe the breath, and without force or strain, let your inhalations be a little bit more full, let your exhalations be a little bit more complete. Let that sense of touch move to the inside of the body, so where you feel the cool air as it enters, cooling the back of the throat, the sinuses, and the very center of the body. And then that warm, moist air sort of comes up, humidifies, softens the back of the throat on the exhalation. Be a witness to the sensations of the breath. And bring your palms together at your chest in prayer. Keep the front chest lifting, continue to let the tops of the shoulders descend down, and then just bow the head, surrendering the ego of the mind to the wisdom of the heart. Take your hands back down to your thighs. Lift the head with eyes closed. And open the eyes. So take note of which way your legs are crossed. Just switch the cross of the legs. And then from there, take your arms forward, interlace the fingers, turn the palms so that they face out. Baddha Angulyasana, bound fingers pose. Take the arms up. Lift the chest, lift the rib cage, get the arms very straight, but let the shoulders again descend slightly down so you're not crowding the ears. Find that space and see if you can sort of increase the distance from your shoulders to the wrists. So the wrists should go up, the shoulders should go down. And then just turn the hands over, change the interlace of the fingers, Back on up. Get the arms very straight. The arms should be in line with the ears as much as you can. Keep the chest lifting, and again the shoulders descending slightly. Good. Turn the hands over, release, and down. We're going to go to child's pose, Adho Mukha Virasana. Clear your mats entirely. Take your big toes together. Have your hands about shoulder width apart. Begin to let your hips descend towards the heels. But don't bring the head down so quickly. In fact, look forward, reach your chest and sternum forward to find that space, and then bring the head towards the floor. If the head doesn't floor, you can get support to bring the floor up to your head. Begin to increase sort of your tactile awareness. Feel the skin of the hands pressing into the mat. Get out of your heads and into the extremities of the body. Relax the face, relax the throat. And even here, the shoulders should go away from the ears. We'll go directly to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Tuck the toes under, keep the feet about shoulder width apart, the hands about shoulder width apart. Straighten out the arms, straighten out the legs. Now all of us will do this. Grab the edges of the mat. And then sort of come to almost a plank pose and look forward. Keeping both legs straight, holding firmly onto the mat as if you're almost trying to stretch or tear the mat. Stretch, push the mat forward as you push the thighs back, and notice that I'm not taking my head down so quickly. I'm pushing the thighs back, pushing the upper inner knees back to lengthen and open up the backs of the knees. The head begins to release. If you're able to maintain this, try to bring the hands to the more classic variation of the pose. The fingers should stretch wide, palms should be open. Straighten out the arms, straighten out the legs. For a moment, lift your heels high off the floor. And get the legs very straight. Really push the inner knees, tops of the thighs back to find more and more length in the torso to deepen and extend into the pose. Relax the neck, let the head hang. But push yourself back as if you're trying to push yourself into standing right where you are. Push the thighs towards the back of the room. Open up the upper chest. Relax the face, relax the throat. Begin to walk the feet towards the hands back towards the feet. Come to Uttanasana. Take your hands to your knees, your shins. Look forward once again and try to get your middle spine, your thoracic spine, deeper into the body. Reach the collarbones and the chin forward, and then from here, lower down into standing forward bend. Take your hands to your elbows. Keep the legs straight. Release the chest down. Release the head. Breathe. Switch the cross of the arms. Breathe. And take your hands to your waist and gently come up. So we're going to begin with the standing pose known as tree pose, Vrikshasana. If you have a wall that you want to be near, you're welcome to do that. Otherwise, let's begin by standing in Tadasana, standing mountain pose. Straighten out the legs. Bring the feet together to touch if you can. The heels and the mounds of the feet. Lift all of your toes up, spread them wide, and lower them back down. Now keeping the legs straight, the chest lifting. Let the tops of the shoulders descend. Once again, away from the ears. And maintain sort of the head level over the shoulders. You're going to start by taking your right leg out first. From the hip, turn that right leg out. Place it high up in the inner left foot, inner left thigh. Bring the palms together your chest. Push the foot into the thigh. Press the outer thigh back into the foot. Use that for leverage to lift higher towards the ceiling. From there, take the arms up. Urdhva Hastasana. Lift the rib cage, lift the chest. Keep the down leg straight. Descend both buttocks flush to the floor to find more extension in the spine. Reach upwards towards the ceiling. Grow like a tree. Good. Come back to prayer pose. Hands to your waist. Take the knee forward, releasing out. Just so you know, there'll be very little editing in this video. You'll see me screwing up and I'm just going to leave it. Stand in Tadasana once again. from the hip. Now turn that left leg out. Go ahead and place it high up on the inner right thigh. As high as you can. Palms together at your chest. Bring your awareness to the down foot. Feel it. Sort of communicate with the floor with that down leg foot. Press the bent leg foot into the thigh, the outer left thigh back into the foot, outer right thigh. Keep the chest lifting. Take the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Lift the chest. Both sides of the rib cage up. Let the shoulders descend slightly. Grow like a tree. Good. Palms together at your chest. Hands to your waist. Releasing out. We're going to move directly to Trikonasana, triangle pose. Separate your legs. 4 to 5 feet apart. Keep your hands on your waist for a moment. Lift the chest up. Now even here, you can see the position of my arms. I'm sort of taking the elbows towards each other to encourage more broadness of the chest. Instead of the elbows coming forward, my hands forward. The elbows are slightly back to keep this horizontal expansion of the upper chest. Now I turn the left toes in, turn the entire right leg out. Keeping both legs straight. Watch as I take my right arm up. Go on in. When you go into the pose, keep both legs straight. Dive your right arm, your right rib cage away. And then find just the shin, the floor. Keeping both legs straight. Don't worry about bending the leg. If you do start bending the leg, come up higher so that you can get both legs straight. Keeping both legs straight, keeping your left hand on your waist, begin to turn the chest more towards the ceiling. From here, if you want to go a little bit deeper, you're welcome to. Keeping the hand on the knee or on the shin, extend your left arm up. Make sure that the shoulders again are going away from the ears. Keep turning the chest towards the ceiling. Breathe. Broaden the arms away from each other. To come out of the pose, stand heavily on that back foot. Press that back foot into the floor. Come on, back up. We'll go directly to the other side. Keep your arms extended. Right toes in, left leg out. Both legs straight. For a moment, right hand to your waist, left arm up. Get length already from your left hip to your left fingertips. And then dive, reach that left arm away. Find the shin, find the knee, wherever you want to be to start. Begin to roll the chest, the abdomen towards the ceiling. The belly should go from left to right, upwards. Keep turning the chest, and again, even here, my elbow is sort of pointing back to create broadness and space in the front of the chest. Take that right arm up. If you want to go a little deeper, you can, but keep turning the chest towards the ceiling. Broaden the arms away from each other and the shoulders a little bit away from the ears. If you do want to look up towards that top hand, soften the back of the neck. Turn from the back of the head to look up. To come out, press the back foot into the floor. Come up. Hands to your waist. We'll keep the feet apart. Turn those left toes in. Turn the whole right leg out. Virabhadrasana, 2 legs, warrior pose, 2 legs. So stand heavily on this back leg. Press that outer left foot in the floor. When you bend your right leg, release from the inner right groin towards the knee. Get the knee so it's directly over the heel. If your legs are closer together and your knee goes past the foot, separate your feet wide enough where the knee ends up more or less directly over that heel. Keep the back leg straight. Stand heavily on that back leg. For a moment, take the arms up. Lift the rib cage, lift the chest. And then take the arms out to the sides. Have the palms facing up for a moment. Keep the chest lifting. Don't change the shoulders. Roll the triceps forward, the tops of the shoulders down, and turn the hands over. Warrior pose, Virabhadrasana. Take your left hand to your waist, right elbow to the right knee, heading for side angle pose. Press the elbow into the knee. Just like triangle pose, turn the entire chest more towards the ceiling. Point that left shoulder, left elbow back. Take the left arm up and over. Keep the chest open. Stand on that back foot. Stand on that left foot. Press the elbow into the knee. Turn the chest more towards the ceiling. Lengthen from your left foot to your left fingertips. Find extension. Those who want to go deeper can take the right hand down to the block to the floor. Keep pressing that left foot into the floor. Get long through the entire left side of the body. Hand to your waist. Press the back foot in the floor, come up. Directly to the other side. Right toes in. Hold left leg out. For a moment again, keep the hands on the waist. Stand heavily on that right foot as you bend your left leg. Left knee directly over the heel. Stand on that back leg. Take the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana, upward hands. So it's almost like we're in warrior 1 arms, upper chest, and warrior 2 legs. Take the arms out to the sides. Turn the hands over. Now even here, the triceps should be firm. They shouldn't be soft, they should be active, almost lifting the arms up from underneath. Virabhadrasana 2. Going to side angle pose, take your right hand to your waist, left elbow to the left knee, press the elbow into the knee again for support. Begin from there to begin to turn the chest and the abdomen up. And you can see again, I'm sort of turning the whole shoulder and pointing this elbow back to keep the chest, to find more space in the chest. Extend your right arm up and over. Press the elbow into the knee, keep turning the chest upwards, abdomen, belly even, towards the ceiling. Those who want to go deeper, take the hand of the floor to the block. Lengthen from your outer right foot. Press that right foot into the floor. Get long through the whole right side of the body. Good. Push the back foot in the floor. Come up. Hands to your waist. Feet parallel. Walk the feet together. Stand in Tadasana. Relax your face. Relax your throat. Catch your breath. Don't try to limit the breath. Don't try to tell it what to do. We're going to go to Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1 pose. Take your hands to your waist, separate your feet once again. The angle of the feet is going to be deeper. The whole body is going to turn towards the front leg. So I turn my left toes well in. I turn my right leg out. And I lift my left heel up and turn it back. So now I'm turning entirely to the side. For a moment, stand on that back leg and just take the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Now even here, we have this tendency to sort of flare the front chest and shorten the back chest. Take your navel towards the spine and lift the back rib cage up. Maintaining that, bend your right leg to go into warrior pose, Virabhadrasana. Instead of sort of collapsing the back chest, take the buttocks flush down, lift the back rib cage up. Those who want to try to bring the palms together, you're welcome to. Lift the rib cage and the chest upwards, stand on the back leg. To come out, straighten out the front leg, hands to your waist, feet parallel, right to the other side. Right toes in, left leg out. Lift the right heel up, turn it farther back as you need to. For a moment, take the arms up. Stand on that back leg, press your left shin, or right shin strongly back. Maintaining that grounding of the back leg, let the navel go to the spine even now to lift the back ribs up as you bend your front leg. And again, avoid this sort of collapse of the back chest. Take the navel to the spine, the buttocks flush down. If you'd like to, you can bring the palms together your chest. Keep the arms in line with the ears. Reach the chest towards the ceiling. Straighten out the front leg. Separate the hands, hands to your waist. Make the feet parallel. Walk the feet together. Tadasana. So from here we're going to move to revolved triangle pose. The position of the legs is similar, but we'll be moving the body. I'm going to face backwards when I start teaching this pose. You might want to do the same thing. Once again, I separate my legs. From here, I turn the left toes in. The right leg out. I lift my left heel up, turn it farther back. Turning entirely once again towards that right leg. Keeping my right hand on my waist, I take the left arm up. So now I connect the left foot to the left fingertips. I stand on that left leg, that back leg, and I reach through the left arm. Dive forward, take your right hand to your shin. The knee, the floor, inside or outside of the foot is fine. Keep both legs straight. Now begin to rotate the chest towards the TV, towards your computer screen. Turn the chest. Parivrita Trikonasana. If you feel stable, take the arm up. Keeping both legs straight once again. Turn the abdomen from left to right. Draw the shoulder blades in to deepen the work of the chest. Look up towards the top hand if you can. To come out, turn towards the floor. Press the back foot into the floor, come up. Feet parallel. Right to the other side. Left toes in, right leg out. Lift that left heel up, turn it farther back. Keeping the hands on the waist, straighten out the legs, get the hips square with the chest to the wall across from you. Keeping your left hand on your waist, take your right arm up. And now make a connection from your right heel to the right fingertips. Reach, extend, lengthen from your right heel to the right fingertips. When you go into revolved triangle pose, dive this arm forward once again. Come to the shin, the knee, the floor, inside or outside of the foot. Straighten out both legs once again. Begin to rotate towards the camera. Turn the chest. Keeping both legs straight. If you feel stable, extend your left arm up. Broaden the arms away from each other. Parivrtta Trikonasana. Let the chest rotate as you stand on that back leg, stand on that right leg. Rotate from right to left. To come out, turn towards the floor. Push heavily into the back foot, inhale, come up. Make the feet parallel. Walk the feet together. Tadasana. Relax the face, relax the throat. We're going to move to separated legs forward bend pose. Prasarita Padottanasana. Take your hands to your waist, separate your feet nice and wide. Get the outer edges of the feet to be even with the edges of the mat. So the toes shouldn't turn out. Keeping the hands on the waist, straighten out the legs, lift the chest. And again, sort of let the elbows go towards each other, broadness in the upper front chest. Keeping the legs straight, bend forward. Notice I'm looking forward. My thighs push back as I reach the chest and sternum forward. Take your hands to the floor, fingertips if you need to. You can adjust the legs slightly more. But what's important is that you keep the body weight on the legs instead of sort of falling immediately to the hands. Press the thighs back, reach the chest and sternum forward. And again, try to get your middle spine, your thoracic spine, deeper into the body. The thighs should push back towards the wall behind you as your bottom ribs, your collarbones, your sternum should all push forward. Find that space in the front of the chest. And then from there, you can begin to lower down. If your head doesn't come to the floor, that's fine. Just begin to walk the hands more in line with the feet. The heel of the hands should be in line with the heel of the feet. They should still remain shoulder width apart. But from here, you can begin to lower down. Again, if your head doesn't come to the floor, that's fine. Those of you who can bring your head to the floor, that's fine. But don't put too much weight on the head. The head is supported, not supporting. Keep the legs straight. Gently press the hands into the floor to get the shoulders to go a little bit away from the ears. Keep the legs straight. Keep pressing the tops of the thighs towards the wall behind you. The buttock bones should draw upwards and slightly away from each other. The right buttock bone should feel like it's going up and to the right. The left buttock bone up and to the left. Relax the face, relax the throat. Maintain the integrity of the legs. Thighs firm, quadriceps firm. Breathe. Relax the throat, relax the face. Good, come back to the Ardha position. Walk the hands forward. Reaching the chest and sternum forward. Begin to heel toe the feet in a little bit closer towards each other. Good, carefully come up. From here, we're going to go to standard Uttanasana, standard standing forward bend. I'll ask you to have your feet about hip width apart. Spread the toes, lift the chest, and then bend forward. Now, some of you're welcome to, if you have blankets or blocks or even a chair or a coffee table, you're welcome to have your hands pressing into something. Some of you are more flexible and can go directly to the floor. Straighten out the legs. Reach the chest and sternum forward. I'm showing you from the side so you can see. To begin, take your hands again, like we did earlier in class, to the knees or shins, and really try to absorb this thoracic spine. And then begin to lower down. If you're able to take your hands to your feet, you're welcome to. Otherwise, you can get your strap, your necktie, your towel, whatever it is you're using, and place it under the feet, mounds of the feet, and come to the Ardha Uttanasana position. Both legs once again straight, reach the chest and sternum forward. Lift the buttock bones up. And then from there, to come into the pose, let the arms do some of the work. Draw the elbows away from each other as you begin to extend forward into Uttanasana. Try to keep the majority of the weight on the heels, so you're not falling too far forward. Roll the inner groins back, reach the side ribs towards the, as the inner groins go up, feel the side ribs go down. Soften the neck, let the crown of the head release. And again, even here, the shoulders should go a little bit away from the ears. Relax the face, relax the throat. Breathe. Good. Come to the Ardha position. Take your hands to your waist. Come on up. We're moving closer to the floor now. Come to sitting in Dandasana staff pose. Keep your legs extended forward. Press your hands to the floor. Lift the chest up. Dandasana. Press the thighs down. Open up the backs of the knees. Press them into the floor. Press the heels down and then anchor the heels and extend through the mounds of the feet. Stretch from the big toe mounds towards the little toe mounds. Open up those feet. Keep the chest lifting. Good. Separate your legs. Upavista Konasana. Nice and wide. Pressing once again the hands in the floor, fingertips if you need to. Take the lower back in. Lift the chest up. And again, extend through the mounds of the feet. So it's not the toes that are pointing, it's the big toe mounds. Spread the toes, press the inner groins into the floor as you lift the chest up. Lengthen from your inner groins to the inner knees, from the inner knees to the inner ankles, from the inner ankles even to the inner heels. Get longer in the inner legs. Good. We're going to come to butterfly pose, Baddha Konasana. In this case, the soles of the feet come together. Now, for many of us, if you're tight in the hips and the knees are quite high up, you will actually find more release in the inner groins if you sit up a little higher. So you might want to find that blanket or whatever it is, block, whatever you're sitting on, and you'll notice if you do get a little higher up, you might find more release. Those who are more flexible can remain on the floor. Take both hands to each shin. Pull them back individually so that the heels are closer and closer to the inner groins. And then once there, if you're able to, take your hands around your feet. If you need the strap, you can do that. Interlace the fingers around the feet. Take the lower back in, lift the chest. Release from the inner groins towards the knees. Draw back from the outer knees back into the hip socket. Keep the chest lifting. Keep the shoulders descending. And again, breathe. Broaden the collarbones away from each other to find that capacity in the upper chest. Good. Take your hands to the outsides of the knees. Bring the legs together and extend them once again. We're going to do the pose known as Janu Shirshasana. Head to one leg extended pose. You might want to have some of your props with you, your towel, your strap near you for whatever support you might want to have. But let the feet be a little bit apart. Take your left hand from the inside of that left knee and pull the knee from inside out. And then pull this whole foot towards the inner groin. So your arms are actually doing the work to manipulate the leg. And watch as I turn the top of the foot a little to the floor so the heel aims more towards the ceiling. Now, in this case, if the knee is sort of floating here and not coming to the ground, you can get some support. Have that towel, whatever you need. Otherwise, if it releases, you can just let it go. But take both hands to the floor for a moment behind you. So you want to try to have a greater than a 90-degree angle in the legs. So it's not this way, that there should be a little space here. Press both hands into the floor, lift the chest. Now you're going to dial, you're going to gently sort of turn the navel, the abdomen towards the straight leg, very low in the spine. So instead of just turning the head, the entire chest and torso should turn towards that straight leg. In this case, your right leg is forward. You're going to take your left hand to the right foot. If you can't do that, you can again get the strap or a towel, whatever it is, left hand to the right foot. Your right hand is going to go to the outside of the knee. So the left hand holds the foot, the right hand comes to the floor. Press the right hand down first in order to force space in the front chest. Press that right hand down to keep the chest lifting. Begin to pull with the left hand as you come forward. Keep pressing with the right hand, pull with the left. Press with the right hand, pull with the left. Take both hands to the foot once you've come as far forward as you can, and begin to extend again. Reach your chest, your sternum towards the foot. It's not that you're bringing your head down. You're trying to reach the chest and sternum towards the foot. The head should always be the last thing to release. Now you notice that my elbows are quite high up instead of down. And when the elbows are down, the chest closes. Draw the elbows up and away from each other and release the sternum again, more towards the foot. Breathe. Shoulders down the back. Come on back up. Take the arms up just for a moment. And then down. Hand to the outside of the knee. Extend this leg. Same thing on the other side. So you're using your hand to sort of to bring the leg into position. So pull. Now your right foot in. Turn the top of the foot towards the floor so that your heel aims a little more towards the ceiling. If you need that support on the outer knee, by all means, get it. Take both hands to the floor. Lift the chest. Straighten out this down leg. And again, turn low in the spine. Instead of sort of upper chest, turn the entire torso more in line with the straight leg. Your right hand grabs your left foot. Your left hand goes to the outside of the left knee. Press that left hand down first. Push that left hand down into the floor. Lift the chest up. Begin to pull with the right hand. So the left hand pushes, the right hand pulls to get the spine to be a little more even with that front leg, with the straight leg. Come forward, push, pull, push with the down hand, pull with the hand on the foot, and then get both hands to the foot. Notice again that it's not that you're bringing the head down so much as trying to extend the chest and the sternum more towards the foot. And then the head follows. Again, let the elbows go slightly up to keep space in the front chest and give you more leverage to reach the chest forward. The shoulders should descend away from the ears. Again, relax the face. Breathe. And back up. Take the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. And then hands down. Take your hand to the outside of the knee. Extend it forward. We're going to go to bridge pose. Chatushpadasana, sometimes known as four-footed animal pose. I have my microphone set up on my back. I hope I don't crush it. You're going to come to lying down. Bend the legs, take the feet close to the buttocks, roll the upper outer shoulders into the floor. You don't need to have your hands around your ankles. You don't need to grab the feet. If you are unable to, you can hold the mat. You can just press your hands into the floor, but push the feet down to lift the hips up, and then wrap the outer shoulders more deeply underneath you. Press the feet down even more. Push the feet down to get the tailbone to go up towards the ceiling. Press the upper outer shoulders down to lift the chest. But keep the throat, the jaw, the tongue soft and relaxed. And notice as I'm doing this that my voice really hasn't changed very much. Press the feet down, lift the chest. Now for some of you, you're going to repeat this pose. For many of you, if you can, we're going to go to shoulder stand. You're going to press the feet, keep pressing the feet down, but release the buttocks flesh back to the floor, tops of buttocks towards the heels, and then you can just gently roll to the side to come up. Everyone should be coming down at this point. If you're going to do bridge pose again, you can just hold off for 1 second. So as I mentioned, in lieu of people not having blankets, I'm going to be with you in this, and I've just got several fairly good-sized bathroom towels, shower towels, stacked up in a line to roughly about 2 or 3 inches. And if you are unfamiliar with the setup for shoulder stand, like I said, you can go to the Yoga Show Nashville and see how we set up the pose and how we do it. But as you can see, if you are unsure, if you're following along, the blankets go to the very end of the mat, all stacked up evenly, the towels, and then I fold the mat up and over. Those of you who use a strap for this pose, you're welcome to. It's not required. But begin on the setup. You come to lying down with your head on the floor, your shoulders on the blankets. And again, all of this stuff, if you're unsure, you can go ahead and look at the Yoga Show in Nashville for the instructions on shoulder stand. But all of us will redo bridge pose just for a moment. You'll bend your legs, press the feet down, roll the outer shoulders underneath you, lift the hips up. Keep the outer shoulders rolling underneath you. So you can see the similarity in the pose from what we just did. And now, if you are using this setup, you might notice that it's actually a little more freeing on the neck and on the shoulders. For those who are not doing shoulder stand, you can just maintain this pose. If you have a block, you can place it under you. Those who want to try to do shoulder stand, you can let the hips come down. Now you swing the legs over onto your shoulders and take the hands to the back. Skin on skin is better, more adhesion. Now for many of us, the legs want to go up and over the feet. One of the main goals is to get the tailbone in and the thighs to roll back as you go into this pose. And again, what's very important is that you don't press the head or neck into the floor. It's the shoulders that should push down. Keep reaching the legs towards the ceiling. Take the middle buttocks, the tailbone in. As you press the outer shoulders into the floor again, keep the throat, the jaw, the tongue released and soft. There should be a sensation of the inner legs once again, sort of reaching upwards. Many of us get short in the inner ankles in this pose in particular. Lengthen from the bump of your inner ankle to the inner heel upwards towards the ceiling. Imagine someone is there pulling you up by your feet towards the ceiling. And as you reach the legs up towards the ceiling, begin to find more and more softness in the throat, the jaw, and the tongue. Relax the face. The softness at the base of the pose in the throat and the jaw and the tongue will invite more fresh arterial blood. And help create a sense of sort of quieting, calming to the nervous system. Not much longer, about another minute, less. If you need to come out, you're of course welcome to come out in any way. But reach the legs up if you're in the pose. Keep pressing the outer shoulders down. Soften the jaw, soften the tongue. Now when you come out, you can begin to take the hands off the back, round the back, let the legs come towards plow pose halasana, bend the legs, and then slowly roll out. From here, once your feet come to the ground, just slide yourself in the direction of your head until your shoulders can rest on the floor, your head is on the floor, and you can either cross the legs, soles of the feet together, or straight legs. Just rest here. If you didn't do shoulder stand, you can do the same thing. You can just rest either in cross-legged position, butterfly pose, or straight leg. Take a few breaths here. Take the feet to the floor. Gently roll to your side. Press the hands down to come up. Get yourselves ready for Savasana. We are at 40 minutes, a little bit over. So we'll have a good, solid, roughly 5-minute Savasana. Have whatever you'd like to have, whatever setup you'd like to keep. I see I'm going out of focus here. There it is. Get yourselves ready for Savasana. If you want to cover yourself with anything, you're welcome to. If you want to have the support over or under you, you're welcome to do that. Get in that focus. There it is. Come to lying down. Start with your legs bent, feet on the floor. Push the buttocks flush a little bit towards the heels so that the lower back releases. If you do have any strain in the back, it might not hurt to have rolled towels or have a pillow under your knees, under your thighs. You're welcome to do that. Otherwise, do the things you know to do to create space in the body in preparation for Shavasana, corpse pose. If you'd like to cover your eyes with something, you're welcome to. But as you lie in Shavasana, relax the body completely. Use the same awareness that you used to make the other poses better, to make this pose better as well. And going back to the very beginning of class when I said increase your sense of touch, bring your awareness to that sense of touch. Relax the surface of the skin. Soften the face, the forehead, the eyebrows, the temples. With your eyes closed, let the gaze go a little bit downwards towards the body, away from the brain. Soften the jaw, the tongue, the throat. Shavasana can be seen as sort of a springboard to some of the more subtle aspects of yoga, moving sort of from asanas to pranayama, breathing, to pratyahara, which means withdrawal of the senses. So as you lie in Shavasana, that's part of the goal, is to let your senses be sort of within the bounds of the skin and not beyond. And keeping your awareness there as well. Iyengar sometimes described Shavasana as the most difficult of all the poses, because it's so challenging to keep your mind present when the body is that relaxed. It's easier when you're working on a pose. But as you're lying here, make it your purely intentional goal to relax as much as possible. The singular goal, to let go completely. Feel the muscles softening away from the bone. Feel the bones themselves sort of softening and flattening to the floor. Allow the internal organs to soften and settle towards the back half of the body. The breath itself is very directly connected to the nervous system. The inhalation is more connected to the sympathetic nervous system, the exhalation more connected to the parasympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system is more activating, fight or flight. Parasympathetic is more calming, rest or digest. And this is why when we practice yoga, we're often encouraged to let our exhalations be longer and more complete than our inhalations, to encourage the parasympathetic nervous system. So as you're lying here, allow your exhalations to be a little bit longer, a little bit more complete than your inhalations. And notice that when you do this, that you feel the body starting to soften more and release more. Let go completely. So we're just about at the 45-minute mark. You can move the toes and fingers a little bit. Let your inhalations again be a little bit longer and fuller to bring your awareness more outwards. And then when you're ready, you can bend one leg, bend the other. If there's any strain in the back before you even roll to the sides, you can just wrap your arms around your shins, hug the legs. You can do happy baby's pose, hands to the feet, knees towards the floor. But after that, just roll to your right side. Just stay there for a couple of breaths. And then press the hands down to come to a sitting position. So once again, I want to say that for many of the students that I haven't seen in many months, I miss you. I hope to see you again. I hope you're all healthy. Have a wonderful, safe holiday. And I hope to see you soon in the new year. Thank you, guys. Namaste.